Boom. Good evening. What is going on? I think we're live. Katrina's in the house. Yes, you are. If you're tuning in, say hello. Say hello. Just a gentle reminder, if you don't come through StreamYard, we cannot see your name. Helen's in the house and Becca. In fact, why are you tuning in? Where are you tuning in from? Let me know. Or let me and the Jedi know. I'll start off with a decent question. I've got a better question for you in a minute. Boom! Everyone's tuning in. Claire, Jack, Leanne. You guys are tuning in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. What part of the world are you dialing in? So like always, we are here to raise the vibration of the nation, double down on some stuff. Tonight's topic is Groundhog Day, breaking the pattern. So we got people from, so Grimsby, Hampshire, Ulswestra. Is that how you spell that, Sharon? Ulswestra. Malvern, that's one of my favourite places. You're around the corner from Si. North Hampshire, South Wales. How crazy is this? Hey, New West Wales. I don't know how to say that. Daligulu. Beautiful. Windy Wigan, only down the road. UK, smart ass. Hull, Stroud, Gloucestershire, Portsmouth, Northern Ireland, Folkestone, Wakefield, Halifax. It's going off. It's all right, I suppose. Yeah. Trowbridge, Westra. Hi, Ben. I'm from Ashford, Kent. Birmingham. Beautiful. Hey, I'm just going to ask a crazy question while Simon's done with it. The Jedi is here. The poor man, it's the only break he gets on a 12-hour shift of impacting people's lives. Hey, just a quick question. What is your favourite colour? Let's dial in.
Colour? I'm going to answer that. I think my favourite colour, before everyone else can pile in here, I think my favourite colour would have to be blue.
Why would you say that?
I think it brings out my eyes.
One of them.
I think I like round blue, like a nice blue.
You think my favourite colour is black, right? Black and red, actually. But the actual colour I like to look at is purple.
Well, there you go.
I think it's like, so I remember saying it to someone. I think she was like a chakra healer. She was like, oh, well, that's like the healing colour. You're only seeing that because you must need to be healed, or you must be healing. I said, oh, I'm a big healer. I'm an indigo child. Did you know?
I thought it was purple was the sexual energy color, to be honest. But
now we're talking. This is my type of flavor,
Right, folks. Here's what the deal is. You know the deal. Every Thursday we rock up. We do half-hour lockdown live. Now, I've got to say this at the start. Ben's covered it. Like it, comment, get involved. We don't teach. If you're somebody who's signed up, who here has signed up for February's 7-day free program? Who has signed up for that? The free program starting on Saturday with a Q&A. Because there is nearly 400 people who are in on the 7-day program. It's going to be an absolute blast. We start Saturday, Q&A. Sunday, we start with session number 1. A whole week of training. You get through, you get your certificate, full skills, progress. Me and Ben are buzzing about it. Who's in? Vicky's in. Yeah, nice. If you're new in there, you're in for some results. You're in for some progress.
Hell yeah.
This year, we're going to put we're going to complete. We're going to graduate 1,500 people.
1,500 people free white belt. No shit. So, while you're there, hit the share button. Get it out there. We need some help. We're going to put 1,500 people through white belt, give them some practical skills, 4 incredible, basic, effective skills that just change the trajectory of people's life, a real kick up the ass and kickstart into making some progress. And, with progress and people, we deal with a lot of people, right? And I kind of know that people have this resistance. They know they want to do something like this, but they're ashamed of wanting to accept it or for people to know.
Yeah.
Like no shit, I get it, because I've been the same. In fact, in the 7-day group I put today some advice of 10 years ago, I was in a position in my life where I was like, hey, I've got two choices here, the ultimate decision with no return, or start making some changes. I didn't know which direction I would go. And I got an opportunity, a free opportunity to take a different course in my life. And that decision now is a reason I'm here today. Like, no shit. Like, I look back on that, I think, wow, because I'm very grateful for the position I'm in. We come in here, we have a bit of banter, but we are impacting lives. Simon, incredible, a great coach for me. He's been a huge part of my transformation, He's not been part of it. He's given me the skills to do it. That's the difference in what we do, right? We give people the skills. It ain't up to us to save people's lives or to do it for them, although some coaches think it's that, or some I won't call them coaches, personalities think it's that. It's them that are saving people's lives, which is just nonsense. But the reality is, for me to be where I am now alongside this man and doing what we do, I'm very humble, and reflecting on that was a little moment today. I thought, what advice could I give to someone whose feet and position I've been in from a place of empathy and love? And it was this: when you step into these 7 days, it is for nobody else but yourself. You ain't doing it for your kids. You ain't doing it for your partner. You ain't doing it for your long-lost gran. You're doing it for you. Because I know this to be true. When you get better, everything else does. And that's what we're trying to transfer to the people out there. Like, hey, asking for help right now or wanting to improve yourself is not selfish in any way. It's actually selfless. And in the environment we're in right now, I think it's absolutely critical.
Yeah, love it. Vicky's put, I feel nervous about it and I don't know why. Oh, man. That's natural. I think for most of us, just when we're faced with unknown things in the future, like, God, what's this 7 days going to be like? You get a little bit nervous. It's that energy. In fact, Ben was on, I think you want to call last night I took about peak states, about
states,
and talking about how actually it's natural to feel that way going into a new thing, a bit like, God, your body mobilizes a lot of energy, etc., etc. And it's just learning how to handle that. It's learning how to lean into that. A lot of us get nervous about the 7 days and then go, oh, no, I can't do it. We talk ourselves out of it. But in the 7 days, ironically, you'll learn how to lean into that and not be afraid of it. And so, there's a couple of things. I mean, we'll cover it in the 7 days, but just understand it's natural. Understand so many other people will be like that. And it's natural to be that way. Constant states of anxiety and stress are not natural. You'll learn that, and you'll learn how to reduce that drastically across 7 days. Well, there's certainly a fair bit. But those sort of new moments, the unknown steps, the unknown things in our life, it is common to have to mobilize lots of energy, and that's cool. Don't panic. Don't talk yourself out of it. Just know you're excited because you've got something new coming up. You're a bit unsure because you've got something new coming up. But that new thing will be a catalyst for something else. And we'll talk about that. That being said, guys, tonight's topics. Nice, Ham. Tonight's topics. I always talk myself out of it. Put hurdles in my own way. It's common, Becky. You'll learn about how to handle that in the 7 days. Trust me. On the fear feed on the Friday. It's a shame it's not this Friday, but just lean into it. Just trust the process. You're in a part of a supportive group there. You'll be fine. Before we start, tonight's topic is Groundhog Day. I think we can all relate to that. However, Ben asked you a question. He got out lucky because we're going to do a little challenge before we start. All right, just to get everyone involved here. I've got 3 questions for Ben, but
what, homie?
This is a question. Ben shows up here every week, and when I used to do lives with Jess when lockdown first went inside Academy, we did this game show every weekend, and there was a section of the game show in Unbreakable called "Who Knows Jess Best." So this week we're going to play "Who Knows Ben Best." Who knows Ben best? So I'm going to read out, and you guys in the comments have just got to pick what you think Ben will say. So Ben, don't answer, don't give it away. Out of the 2. Man City or Man United? Put your comments in the quickly. You've got to play this. We're going to play this for 2 minutes. Put your comments in the chat feed. I just wanted to have some fun. Is Ben a City fan or a United fan? Comments in the chat. If you get all three right, you're this week's champ.
We'll send you
we got some Cities, we got some Uniteds, we got some Man Uniteds. Come on, everyone. Fingers on the buzzers. City or United? Everyone's like, I thought they were going to talk about Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, that's 50,
it is. It is. It looks 50.
Some booze. Ben, City or United?
Oh, mate, the City is red. The City is red. Man U all the way.
Man United all the way. Okay, if you're in, guys, you can still play.
Yeah.
But both are shy. But if you're in,
that must be like an
you can still play, but if you got it right, you're into the next round. But still play. Yeah. Ben, would Ben, is it Oasis? Don't answer, Ben, or the Stone Roses? They're both from Manchester, right? Oasis or Stone Roses? Come on, everyone. Oasis or Stone Roses? Who's he going for, Ben? Manchester boy. Oasis or Stone Oasis? A few Oasis. I like the Stone Roses, me, but Stone Roses. Oh, Ben. Oasis. A lot of Oasis. Martin's gone Oasis. Chunk's gone Oasis. Kerry's gone Oasis. There's a lot of Oases here. Who's got Stone Roses? Lisa, Stone Roses. That's hard. Stone Roses. Got to be Stone Roses. Right, Ben. Oasis or the Stone Roses?
I love Stone Roses. It's good. It's got to be Oasis.
It's Oasis.
Oh,
he's gone Oasis, folks. So last round. Is anybody still in? Has anybody got the first two right?
Yeah.
Has anyone still got the first two right? All right. There's a few people in.
There's a few. I've seen a few. I haven't seen Man United.
Yeah, if you haven't, this final one's a bit of a trick one. This could go either way. I'll explain it a tiny bit. Wim Hof.
Probably don't even know
Wim Hof or heart math, right? Now, listen very carefully, folks. These are types of breathing. There's no right or wrong here. Just Ben's preference. Does he love Wim Hof? Or does he love heart math the most, right? Heart math is heart breathing, getting coherent. Wim Hof's a lot of the, doing stuff with the makeup of oxygen, etc., etc., etc. But, a lot of rapid breathing. Is he going heart math or Wim Hof? You may have to just take a stab at this. You may not even know, but just guess. You got to be in it to win it. I don't know what you're winning, but you got to be in it. I feel like I'm on a game show tonight.
I know, I do. I feel like I've got a bit of sweat on my eyebrow.
I'm nervous. I'll get 3 out of 3. I don't know.
Yeah, you get Simon sent you out a book. Man, do you know what?
Are plummeting.
Hey, there's a lot of heart math. There's a lot
some Wim Hof's in. Come on in, Ben. You have to choose one, mate. Only one you're allowed.
And it would be heart math.
Oh, he's got heart math. I wondered what you'd say.
Yeah, do you know why? Because I've done more heart math than Wim Hof. So I'm kind of like an amateur to Wim Hof. I've done a bit, but heart math is, it's one of the core principles of what we do, right?
Heart math.
Man United, Oasis. The Three Amigos. You got it. 3 out of 3, Hannah.
3 out of 3. What do I win?
You win a book.
You gotta walk across the hills.
Right across the hills.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. Right, folks. That being said, let's dive in. We're just going to cover this for 5 minutes. Groundhog Day. Who's feeling a bit Groundhog Day?
Who wants to see Sideme's do to sign next week? Yeah? I think Side's up next week. Give me a thumbs up if Side's on next week. I've got to think of some questions because it'd be like, it'll have to be around like country boy stuff, Would you like a woolly jumper or a silky jumper? This type of stuff. Would it be a straw hat or would it be a flat cap? Yeah, we're going in. We all want to see Si under the cosh.
Under the cosh. I was going to do the would you rather. Would you rather? Ben, would you rather make you some big ones?
Yeah, we should do it like the Celebrity Get Me Out there. Like, they should vote who gets the questions. Something like that, eh? Hey, have we not got like a dick of the week either? Like,
I haven't got a testimonial of the week. No one's given me some shit this week, so I've got nothing to say. But hey,
yeah.
I'll bring it up.
All right.
So I'm on next week. On that note, guys, Groundhog Day. We've got a topic for each week. Last week, if you want to go back and watch, what was last week's topic, Ben?
Here's a question that no one knows. What did we talk about? Community. Yeah, community.
You are not alone. You are not alone was the topic. And tonight is Groundhog Day, because I think for a lot of us now, it's getting Groundhog Day-ish. Right about now. But also, one of the comments we get religiously in the 7-day program when we get the forms back is Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Oh, I feel like it's Groundhog Day. Who can relate to feeling a bit like same shit, different day, waking up and it being like Groundhog Day based? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, man, not the same shit again. Nothing seems to change. And I think that's one of the main reasons people come through the 7 days. That is like one of the main reasons. God, the same shit, and I can't seem to break the cycle. And I remember that in my own life. Initially, where it was every morning felt like Groundhog Day, because I'd wake up expecting to feel anxious and stressed and overwhelmed, and then I would, and it was like I couldn't get out of my own way. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. I'm just ad-lib, I'm just going off the cuff here, but I just couldn't relate. I couldn't figure out. I just couldn't get out of my own way. It felt like I couldn't get out of my own way, and people talk to me about anxiety and stress, and that was a big part of my life, and overwhelm, and that wasn't, like we said last week, they weren't the problems. They were like the symptoms. They were like the conditions. The problems was, anxiety would stop you going in and doing the things you like, a bit like the free 7-day challenge. My anxiety would have stopped me doing that. Stress made me reactive, snappy, make bad decisions. Low self-worth makes you do stupid shit things. It's the problems it caused me. And one of them was like, I'm going nowhere. I had a lot of real big ambitions. I'd love to do this. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do this. But I always find reasons to not do them. I always find ways to talk myself out of it. I always find problems that would never get me there. And so I just stayed in this fucking shit existence. And so a lot of people can relate to Groundhog Day, right? And I think lockdown has just made it accentuated Groundhog Day a lot. And so I thought what we could do is, I think one of the main things is fucking variety. I say people love structure, and I love structure. But variety is crucial, wouldn't you say? Ben, you can probably relate to the Groundhog Day thing, can't you?
Yeah, oh man, I know exactly what you mean, and it's in many different forms as well. Like, we talk about structure and we talk about routine, which is important, but we can become shackled by this as well. So it's not just like all the same shit every day. We get up, we go to work, make the money, we come back, we eat the same foods, we get out on the same side of bed, we brush our teeth with the same hand with a toothbrush. Not everything is so mundane. Now, the problem with that is it's like stagnant water. It starts to stink if it's not moving. And this is the same with our life, You think you have to recall your childhood, because I think that's when we're like most human-like, or most us, because, lads, that Simon spoke on the training before, I think up to, is it 8 years old, 4 to 8 years old, we're just so no analytical brain, where we're just so
suggestible. We're just
so suggestible. That's the word I was looking for. But we're so creative at the same time. We're so moving forward. We're so curious, and we're so exposed to the world as it is, as an adventure, rather than this condition of rules. And I think a lot of this mundane stuff, I said the other day in the live, I think the reality that we're living in now, we're talking about, society being ruled by rules, is that there's a lot of rules that we need to break ourselves, limitations. And it could just be having a different routine in the morning, a different evening routine, a different conversation to some other person, a different walk, a different route. I know we're big in it right now with like novel stuff, and in the morning I've been changing my hand on. Sorry, I've been brushing my teeth with a different hand, And I'm just trying to get the brain to fire and wire in different ways to try and break this mundane Groundhog Day. And if you look across society, look at what Groundhog Day is. It's to get a job, further in the adult life, have a mortgage, have some kids, go to work, come home, be tired, watch a bit of TV, eat shitty foods, don't really adventure out your comfort zone, get two holidays a year when a majority of people just get pissed at the side of a pool. Sorry if, I'm hitting home here, but you can see how this has become so, like, disrespectful to life itself. Yeah. We look at any other species on the planet, they don't really live in that example. Now, they have a structure and something that they have a straight line to work by. But that whole me getting lost in my own world, living in Groundhog Day, not only is it, unhealthy, time flies by. Time flies by. And I remember going on holiday for 7 days, and we was doing so much different stuff in this 7 days. It was a new experience, all that type of stuff. And it felt like it was forever. And then we went on a 2-week holiday with a couple of couples, and it was just literally a pool holiday. And when I look back in it, I was like, wow, it felt like it went really quick. And then I realized the difference in memory. For the 2 weeks, it felt like the same day. So my brain was just recalling it as that was just the same couple of weeks. But in the 7 days I recalled it, it was something so new every day that the body just recognized so much new experience that I kind of bent time. A bit deep, that, but you get where I'm coming from with that, right?
Yeah, we were doing this on the High Performance Mind feed. Novelty is massive.
Oh, it's huge, yeah.
If you want to, people, I'm not talking about distracting yourself. I'm not talking about trying to distract yourself from everything. I'm talking about getting some novelty in your day. I would question anyone. People talk about fixed mindsets, growth mindsets. A lot of people who think they're in a growth mindset are in a fixed one because they're fixed to their routines. They're fixed. They do everything the same way. This is what I do. This is how I feel good. There's no novelty in there. And the trouble is, when we're so good, the brain is such a efficiency machine. That you can do your day on autopilot. That's what's great. You can just do your day on autopilot. Most people, dun, 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 dun. We just got it memorized. That's the subconscious part of our brain, really. And so, what happens? Like that allows other people. That allows your mind to whir away. It allows it to become really active because we need some novelty. And that's the one thing I would encourage anyone to bring in. And I get it. We've got 150 odd people or whatever in Academy. And there's people homeschooling, loads of kids. There's some people who've got no kids and they're lonely. They're on their own. Some people have got too much going on, too little going on. Some people are struggling because their business is being shut. Some people are struggling because they're still going to work every day. Everyone's in this different, in the same, you can use the analogy, same boat, different boat. Either way, everyone's in a different scenario to what they want to be in. So some novelty doesn't have to be like fucking overhaul your life. It can just be getting up and crafting something different, like Ben said, in the way you do little things. Do it different ways. And the other thing is, if that is the case, I think the most important thing you can prioritize is your own well-being right now. Like, I'm big on this. I'm watching people completely blow their brains up because they need to get their homeschooling spot on. They're going to be they're having like a breakdown. What's more important, your own mental well-being or a topic to get that perfectly right for a day? Like, I get it because it's a level of care. Like, I want to get this right. I want everyone to be good, but nothing should come at the cost of your own mental well-being. And because there's more important things in life. Like, no shit, I can't get away from that fact. Because oh no, I've got to look after so and so. That's more important. Who's going to look after them if you can't? Our mental well-being has to be a priority, and that may come down. And novelty is one of the best ways you can get that, I think, personally. And that's easier said than done. Somebody will bang to comment, so it's easier said than done. Actually, it's easy done.
It is
easy done as well.
It's a great
practice. Easy done. 20 minutes a day, you can start working on your own mental well-being. And again, that's why we have the 7-day challenge, right? To show people, hey, 20 minutes a day, and you can be in a radically different place.
Well, the reality is, if you ain't working on it, something else is.
Exactly.
And it's crazy how you can, talk about novelty. We do something else in Unbreakable in one of the levels, actually level 2, where we're abstaining from something. I talked about this in the academy group today, but from us abstaining, well, from me actually, I was like, look, I'm just gonna. The obvious one is just to not eat processed food, right? Chocolate and all that stuff. Now I've hammered that over Christmas. I'm conscious of what I eat. I like to eat healthy stuff, but the reality is, I've turned into the habit, especially homeschooling, that those little hero boxes and stuff like that. We are munching them all days, but the reality is my discipline was poor over it. So I'm like, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to abstain from this. Then the wife gets on it, says, I'll have a bit of that. Then the kids got on it. We're like, hey, we're all in. It's the challenge. Here's what we're working to. If you complete the challenge, you'll get something that you're working towards. So from that, though, comes a couple of days in, I'm like, all right, fruit's getting a bit boring. Yeah, you can't just be eating fruit. Next minute, we're looking at recipes for protein, power balls. We're in the kitchen. By the time we finish, we've ended up with some type of protein power ball with, protein powder all over our face. But the whole thing was new. And it was great. It was an experience. Kids were laughing, we all had that. Now, the level of concentration in this beginner mindset was phenomenal. And now it's a new thing. 4 days in, my wife's like, hey, I think we should do this Monday to Friday and just treat ourselves at the weekend because it just feels a lot better. But you can see the novelty happening. I mean, that is just mental health at 101. This is like gym for the mind, So, and then the other thing was, this is very important and very important. It's not about the chocolate and the novelty. But we talk about our kids and ourselves, trying to train discipline, trying to train willpower, trying to train persistence, practice, all this stuff, self-awareness. What a phenomenal opportunity to do that. And this is what happens when we become so mundane in Groundhog Day, is that we actually start to unravel and unsharpen these skills that we need because they're not required. The same way I say to my 92-year-old granddad, hey, granddad, power calling. Make sure you get up and walk as much as you can, because if you sit in that chair all day, your balance receptors are going to start going. That's why when he don't walk for a couple of days and he tries to turn quick, he hits the floor. And since we've done that, and his body is being, his physical body is being practiced, well, guess what? His physical awareness comes with that too. So you can see the impacts of living in Groundhog Day can have on us, our health, mental, physically, emotionally. Our brain starts to die down, our emotions start to flare up. It's reactive as shit. Even our physical body has an impact. But yeah, man, I thought I'd share that.
The thing is, you're not depriving yourself as like a punishment. And that's what Ben's sort of saying. In our academy, we have levels, and you might know there's levels that people move through, like this journey they progress through. And it's phenomenal. I mean, anyone who's in it, part of it, absolutely loves progressing through these levels of skills and transformation. By the end, there's a transformation there. And one of the things I learned was to abstain from the things that I think are good for me. And Martin's touched upon it in here. He's put often using distraction to fight anxiety and needing the routines and structures to feel secure is what either makes us slide or stuck. Yeah. I keep talking consistently last month on this page about freedom versus power. Would you rather be free within your mind, have a free mind, or have power over it? Unfortunately, I think we teach too many people to have power over our thoughts. I repress that, power over our emotions, power over our actions. And unfortunately, we always fear losing power. When you've got control of everything, you fear losing control. That breeds more fear states. And that's why people, and I made that mistake in my life, creating this power over myself, afraid to let it slip. And I was living in fear. So that's a great comment from Martin. But I started fasting from the things that were good for me, because sometimes the things that are good for you become not good for you. I mean, Ben, you've seen the film Soul, right?
Oh man, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Soul, it's an amazing film. It talks about flow states, which is a high performance mind kind of thing.
Whoever made that film has to be on point, doesn't it? Like, that ain't just made up. There's some serious thought going into that.
But there's this part, isn't there, where they're not. He's died, obviously, and he's not in the living world, but he's not in the dead world. And there's this place everyone goes to. Ben's gone, where they're in the flow, they're in the moment. You may have had this in your life. You're just in the zone. You're like, man, and you're not critiquing yourself away. It's an incredible place to be. You're like on the bridge between physical and mental, so to speak. People, the zone. But also there were people in there next to them who were just completely detached from life. And it was in the same place where sometimes their obsession, their big thing that they were passionate about, it turned into like almost the thing that was killing them, that was crucifying them. And that's where we got to be steady with our habits. If I have to do this stuff every day to feel good, it's now owning me.
Powerful.
And then that's a dangerous place to be. I got there with exercise. Exercise was one for me. Got to exercise. Feel crap otherwise. It dominated my life. It went from me like using it as a tool to feel great to using me. Well, and that happens with a lot of things. I'd highly recommend the film Soul, by the way, folks.
Oh, yeah. And I highly recommend, if you're a parent, just doing the slightest new thing. And in fact, it's crazy. Give kids the understanding of this and watch how they run with it. I thought I could make up some shit. I mean, the kids have just like, it's so natural to them to just get into that out of the world ground. I mean, what kid wants to do the same thing over and over again anyway? This is a problem with kids becoming addicted to screens. It just sucks the life out of them. Becomes so addicted for their brain to look for new from an external source rather than creating it, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exercise is good. It's everything in balance. When I talk about exercise, sometimes I've been digged out for like, oh, you don't think exercise is good? Yeah, I do. Yeah, everything in balance. It's a nice way to feel good. It's not a way to train your brain effectively.
And
but it's a nice way to feel good.
Sorry, Mama.
This sounds a bit let me just answer a couple of these questions. This sounds a bit like CBT. Nah, very different, Amy. CBT's, let's keep it simple. It's a little bit more cognitive, isn't it? We don't really go through that stuff because most people's problems are emotional. Not even problems. Most things are energetic issues. So similarities maybe, but at the foundation, drastically different. In fact, many people who come into our stuff, that hasn't worked for them. Not to knock the method at all, but it's very different. Subtly different, but the subtle difference is very big.
I'd love to know what makes you think it sounds like CBT. I'm interested.
Yeah, nice. Rod, I can't think. Not Rod. Where is he? Lee. Yeah, just drop one of us a message. We'll send you the group link, mate. In fact, if you want the 7-day information, the symbol hashtag and the number 7 on this video, #7, it'll send it to you automatically. It's set up. But folks, is there any questions about what we've covered this evening? This is your chance. Pop a question in. Otherwise, I'm going to share something. Ben shared a message last week. And I thought that was brilliant. I'm going to share a message from one of our crew. It's not a message, it's something they've posted. It might be here, actually. Because I thought it was class. I'm going to share it. The part where you say not to become dependent on things to function. Yeah, I'd say that. Hopefully that's part of most things, to be honest. Hopefully. It should be. Like, it's not, to be fair, but you're right. That is similar. That is a similarity. But that's probably where the similarity.
Soul.
Yeah, the film's called Soul. S-O-U. It's like a Disney film. One of our crew recommended it. I'm going to put this up because I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And I think sometimes we got to do this for everyone. Someone commented on our thing today. The exact reason I'd done the 7-day and went on to the 30-day. Wish I had realized this sooner, as me, my partner, and my kids are all noticing how much of an impact the stuck in a rut, anxious, and no energy me had on our whole family life. This is someone who's just joined our 30-day. Eat, sleep, unbreakable, repeat. I like that.
Man, I love that. We got to take that one. That is
the comment he's talking about is the comment which was prioritizing your own well-being may be the greatest gift you can give anyone you care about. And he's living factor.
Prioritizing
your well-being may be the greatest gift you can give anyone. I love just we're going to share one a week. We got hundreds, but this is a lovely comment.
Love that.
Can't get the motivation to exercise. Do you want to cover that quickly?
Yeah, motivation. Yeah. Well, there's many ways to skin a cat, but the problem with motivation is the reality is majority of the time we're only over motivated for the things that we want to do. And there's a level of willpower in that's necessary. And you know, my man Jason Keane breaks this down, is that sometimes, especially in a stress state, become so overwhelmed in wanting to train that we think of the training, and that is enough to stop us. You know, I always say, give yourself permission to start. See, you know, do the 1 step, the 2 step, the 3 step, and away you go. And the reality is the only thing is stopping you is you. And sometimes you can just define it down, and we use things like, I've not got no motivation, I've not got the will, not to call you out as a story to justify our behavior.
Yeah, nice. Ben, did you bring Rachel Doyle in to the program?
Yeah, Rachel's flying. She's making
lost 15 pounds. So we don't teach people how to lose weight at all, but she's lost 15 pounds this month. Right? Mad. Just from looking after herself. More motivation. Here's what I think about motivation. Here's some things not to do real quickly. Number one, don't make the task massive. When people are unmotivated, they make the task huge. That's what everyone does. I'm really struggling. So I'm going to make the task even harder. It's like, no, you've just got to get the ball rolling. So the first thing to do is make the smallest commitment you can make. Make the one that's easy. Get the ball rolling. The second thing is most people are motivated because they're tired and they don't look after themselves. It's an energy thing. I'm unmotivated when I'm tired. I'm unmotivated when I'm stressed. I'm unmotivated when I'm not looking after myself. When I'm looking after myself, I'm motivated. What comes first? Sometimes you just got to get amongst something. That's what I love about 7 days. To keep mentioning it, like people get motivated because they're part of a group and they're looking after themselves, so the momentum builds. That's the whole point.
Great point. Great point.
So it's looking after yourself and making things small, rewarding yourself for doing things healthy way. Yeah. What about momentum? Right, last one. So will it conflict with CBT? I think what about the 7 days? If doing it at the same time. Second, can the content during 7 days be rewatched, or must pen and paper be on ready to take notes? Well, we'll cover this Saturday inside. You don't need to take notes. Most people will. The content can be rewatched for about 24 hours after, 40 hours, and then it moves on to the next thing. So ultimately, be honest, mate, don't try not to find too many reasons not to do it. Like there's no one who can't do it. There's no one 7 years down the line, roughly 100 people per challenge, 7-day challenge finish, about 5 a year. What's that? 35. It's 3,500 people finished from all walks of life, doing all different things, with all different paths, all different things going on right now. You just got to show up and do some basic things, mate. So I wouldn't panic. And again, a lot of people, we end up talking ourselves out. Well, what about this? What about that? And I'm not saying you're doing that, but most people will about anything. Oh, what about this still? But what about that? It's like there's no what abouts. Turn up, give it a whirl, finish it out, and probably kickstart you on a completely different path.
Yes.
It's the advice I'd give anyone. Anything you want to add, Ben, before we wrap this up?
I would just say after, what we spoke about tonight is what area of your life is being a bit Groundhog Day, right? And what you're going to do, what novel thing could you do in the area of life that's needed? And just make sure it's a very small step. Like brushing your teeth with a different hand in the morning, or sleeping on a different side of the bed, or walking a different route, or listen to a different song. Just something to spark a difference in your day. And you will naturally, we all have this natural ability. It will, have a compound effect. So I'd like to leave it on that note with that question: what part of your life needs a little bit of novelty?
Yeah, and start with small things.
For sure.
Something I wrote up here, right? I was going to put this out later, but I'll say it now. Sometimes if we all, me included, Ben included, if we all took some of the energy we put into defending the obstacles in our life,
I love that.
into actually fighting for our possibilities, we'd be flying. But we put a huge amount, like if you say do something novel, but lockdown, but this, but that, but kids, but we put all this energy into like defending our limitations. Like, God, look at all my limitations. Imagine if we took some of that away and went, actually, let's look for some possibilities. Let's defend my possibilities as much. We'd be flying. Sometimes that's all you got to do. Just got to stop fighting and backing up our own limitations. And I do it. I was doing it the other day. Oh, bloody hell. Another month of lockdown. I've walked every walk I possibly can. But you think, no, I haven't. I'm putting my energy into what I can't do.
Absolutely.
Mad. But we all do it. Right, folks, we'll be back next week. It's been an absolute blast. If you're in on the 7-day challenge, we start Saturday. It's free financially. It's not free because there's still things you have to do. You have to show up. You have to put your in. It's not free commitment-wise. Nothing is free commitment-wise. No financial investment, but you're going to have to show up, commit, have some fun. 7 days. You'll learn 4 skills, take on 4 challenges, be part of a group, graduate with a bit of luck. If you make it through with commitment, graduate with the Unbreakable White Belt. A huge amount of you will come into our 30 days and enjoy that. It's the start of something fantastic. So we'll see you Saturday. If you're not in there and you want to get some training,
it's rock and roll.
#7, get the details, and we'll go from there. This time next week, things will be drastically different for a lot of people. And that makes me excited. Until then, go steady.